viewed our climate justice billboards and bus shelters. Another 1.5 million people listened to and or downloaded our weekly conversations with African American climate experts. Our KBLA Climate Justice web portal had 2.8 million unique visitors. Thousands more attended our 7 climate justice community events. More than 9.3 million riders saw our climate care messaging on metro buses and trains. And 39 million Americans accessed our C-SPAN Climate Justice Symposium. All told, our 2024 climate justice campaign exceeded 471 million total impressions. KBLA Talk 1580 thanks all of our 2024 climate justice partners: LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, Sierra Club, California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., the California Wellness Foundation, MWD, AQMD, and the Port of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Being rational, give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I make them. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-Pad, watching do it. We survived outside, all from the music. What? They like, what he on? This the Alpha and Omega. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a gone. Teach you a man, baby. I don't understand, baby. Pay your bill and make you feel protected like I can, baby. Teach you something if you need correction. That's the plan, baby. Don't put your life in these weird hands, baby. Whoa! It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough.
KBLA. Somebody's got to do it. Talk 1580. Yep. And that somebody could be you right now. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. This is, where the BS stops. KBLA Talk 1580. I think I just made up a new slogan for us. Where the BS stops. I mean, just know. We're not stupid. We can see you trying to manipulate us and pull the strings. And one thing I've been celebrating the unity and the strength and the amazing fortitude and organizing skills of Angelinos and the things that we've been doing to pull together. And in private conversations, we've noted how people who aren't from here like to talk a lot of smack about LA. And if Tupac said you got to be there to know it. And that is so true. If you don't know, STFU. Take all the seats and go away. If you want to come over here when we're having a crisis or a celebration, I invite you to pony up some of them billions to be helpful, or STFU. You got to be there to know it, okay? And this is, Miles, you can attest to this because you moved here from Vegas to work at KBLA. And it's like, even though we see LA in the movies and we hear the rap songs about it and we know the stars, it's just if you ain't ever lived here, you do not know.
Yeah, for sure. You got to experience it. You got to understand it firsthand and really soak it up. And, it is beautiful to see the rallying behind LA that LA's done for itself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A lot of places and people and mindsets are wait for a savior to come. But LA's literally saying, we're going to save ourselves. We're going to help ourselves. We're going to come together and put it together. So, yeah, it's nice for sure to see.
And
we don't need anybody else's help. So if nobody came to help LA and help Altadena, LA was going to help Altadena for sure.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's nice. I'm glad Mexico is sending firefighters and Canada and South Africa and all these neighboring states. That's a beautiful thing. It's a testament to the human spirit. But, this is the capital of FAFO, right? Ask Kathy Hughes, who spent $200 million for a radio station and had to sell it for 80 people. And that's no shade to her, but you come here and you try to apply the formulas and realities of other places and they don't fit. So if you're not coming to help, whether you're George Soros or Elon Musk, then go away. You know, we got this. And so, yeah, I mean, we're doing it. And if you want to be part of the solution, there's plenty of opportunities. The Black-led efforts out in Pasadena, around the Eaton Fire, Altadena are incredible. They are our drop-off centers. There's one at the Pasadena Church East Campus. The other one is the Flint Ridge Center. Black Lives Matter LA delivered a huge shipment of supplies on yesterday to the Pasadena Church. And you've got Walk Good LA, which has transformed their Walk Good yard, their yoga studio, into a distribution center where they're giving out food and water and clothing, new clothing, and gift cards. Nobody needs used, jacked up clothes right now. They need gift cards. And on it goes. I mean, people are giving, you can get a free marathon burger if you're impacted by the fires. You can get Creation Organic, which is my, the cleanse that I like to do, one of them. You can get that. There's so many things you can get for free right now if you're impacted. There are loans going out from the SBA, not just for people who lost everything, but for businesses who supply those communities who have now no customers. So we are stepping up and helping each other and spreading the word about the resources that are available. The LA Mutual Aid Network on Instagram is a great place with a lot of resources. The Community Servants, and they spell it with a USURVANTS on Instagram. Again, Black-led folks making a difference. You heard Brandon Lamar. We are doing this. And so, I'm going to sit here and push back on the mis and disinformation, but we're doing this no matter what you're saying, tweeting, or organizing in the negative side. Let's go to Ron calling us from Richmond. Good morning, Ron.
Hey, good morning, Dominique. How you doing?
I'm blessed. Go Rams. LOL.
Oh yeah. I know I was going to go. I had that coming. I heard your boy in the news break talking about my coach. He coming back. He still got his job. So yeah, shout out to my coach. At least he got that. But yeah, it's going down. The Rams and the Eagles.
I know.
This weekend coming up. Yeah, so y'all gonna be going at it, huh?
Well, you mean me and Miles, because Miles is an Eagles fan. Yeah. No, I want everybody to win. I'm like the Special Olympics. I want everybody to win. I know it's not possible in the playoffs. You only get one shot.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it. That's a win-win. Look, if the Eagles win, Miles is happy. If the Rams win, LA is happy.
Nah, not a win-win.
It's
not a win-win. At quarterback.
Ride or die. Well, not only that, I mean, I think LA has a history of winning when things are really tough here, but at the same time, the Eagles are nothing to be played with.
Yes,
I wish we could have got somebody else, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my team was horrible, man. But, big ups to y'all, man. It's going down. That should be a good game. Hey, Miles, is that game on Saturday or Sunday? I forgot.
I think it's going to be on Sunday. I'm pretty sure Sunday.
On Sunday? Oh, okay, right on. That's what's up. Yeah, I'll be tuned in. Most deaf. My thoughts and prayers out to the whole Southern California area, man. Between that and that New Orleans, I'm like, wow, 2025 is off to a crazy start.
It's Sunday at noon, by the way.
Sunday at noon?
Yeah.
Is that on Fox?
I do not know, but it's Sunday at noon. Yeah, okay. I know. It's given 2020, Ron. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
2020, we started out losing Kobe, and it went, and Gianna and all those folks, and it just went downhill from there.
I know, yeah. We coming up on 5 years now since him and his daughter been gone.
Yeah.
I was just tripping on that too, y'all. I was looking at a video. I don't know who put it together, but it was like a compilation. Well, I won't say compilation, but it was like bits and pieces of like Shaq and some of the other basketball players that was doing like little tributes, like right after he had.
I remember that video. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah. Well, just want to say what's up. I wish both of y'all all the best in 2025. This is my first call this year, but I was tuned in, though, listening to you. I saw you right after Christmas on that day with the brother. I think it was that Monday morning, right, the day after we had lost Jimmy Carter. I was tuned in that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you once. He was kind of still in and out a little bit, during the holiday season. So I'm going to stop yapping. Much love to both of y'all, man. Shout out to the whole station. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. I'm tuned in, watching you on TV, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
So God bless y'all. And y'all keep doing what you're doing. Much love from the Bay to L.A.
Appreciate you. At least in 2020, we had the comfort of knowing that, he who shall not be named was on his way out. Now he's on his way in. But I have a feeling that this is not going to be what we expect. This second Drumpf era, I think, is going to be a little bit of even more of a circus than we think. Let's go to Paul calling us from L.A. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Dominique. How you doing today?
I'm blessed. What's on your mind?
I had to call in out there here in the last call, and I definitely send my prayers to that caller and his family, because I know we're all out here hurting right now. I personally have family members and friends and people I've worked with in Aladina area and the Pasadena area that have lost their homes, and they've lost everything. So I definitely empathize, and I understand that there's hurt there, and we're all hurting out here. But to say things and run with a lot of disinformation and misinformation while people are hurting in real time and they're grieving doesn't make things right. And I heard him say something about DEI, and it bothers me when I hear that, because that talking point and where it comes from, Fox News is not a news network. You might as well call it TMZ Light. It's entertainment. How do we know this? There was a Dominion suit. Remember during the 2020 election how they ran with the whole the ballot boxes? I mean, not
the voting
boxes,
machines are rigged. Right.
But the actual testimony there came out, and in there, several of the people that were pushing that, including Rupert Murdoch himself, admitted that they were making up lies.
Yeah.
Why are they making up lies?
And it cost them a ton of money, by the way.
$700 million.
Yep.
Most people don't even know that, but they use that as a source of news. It's opinion. We're in a time now that people, especially podcasters and social media and things of that nature, are using opinions as if they're facts. Yeah. And why they're doing that is they're weaponizing it. They're weaponizing it. It's the same Southern strategy that goes back to Lee Atwater. People, the goal is to always divide people. You divide people, you take their attention away, because they're going to consistently fight each other while they want to take your attention away from the global warming issue, and also the insurance companies weaseling their way out of paying these claims. That's all this is about. So when I hear him say things like that, factually, 82%, and this is just facts, about 82% of firefighters in the United States are white men.
It's 92% in LA, by the way. FYI. Yeah.
And you was going right where I was going next. So when I hear that, the reason that they're doing this, the Kardashians, remember who tried to bribe Karen Bass by sending her bags, and she declined it. Rick Caruso, why he's doing it? Because Caruso is going to try to run against her again. We're not going to talk about the fact that man had private firefighters sucking up that water to save his real estate.
Which is still standing, by the way. It's still standing, looking rather pristine.
And it kills me, Dominique, because on the other hand, when I hear the whole DEI stuff and they're using it, people, and I said it last time I called, of the CEOs in this country of Fortune 500 companies, only 8 are black, which is 1.6%. Why are they running with it? Because you have imbeciles like Elon Musk and his South African buddies that are coming here and dividing people at the expense of people's pain. These are bad people. They're politicizing everything to divide everything because it's the same thing of keeping the poor fighting the poor every single time.
Yeah. Well, the thing that makes it so maddening for me is that some of our people are falling for this talking point about DEI. DEI is just a new euphemism for the N-word. That's all it is. And so I see people on Instagram and Twitter, black people, repeating this. Oh, the DEI fire chief, the DEI mayor, the DEI mayor of Baltimore. No, that's not how it works. Our mayor withstood $100 million in campaign funds that she was able to still win, that were in support of her opponent. She's well qualified. She's been a congresswoman. She was first woman to lead our state house here, our state legislature. Before even getting into politics, was a community organizer, creating the Community Coalition, which was one of the most effective community-based organizations in the entire state. And so if I'm facing an unnatural disaster, if I'm facing a climate emergency disaster, I want someone who is a former medical professional, who is a community organizer, who's been a congressperson and leader of the state assembly. So she knows how to access and wrangle where the bodies are buried on the state level, on the federal level. She knows how to revive you if she's walking by and you pass out, how to support and understand the healthcare system, and how to organize and mobilize people on the ground. That is a skill set for me that is someone I would want to have at the helm if I was facing a generational, catastrophic event, which is what we're dealing with right now.
You know what the coldest thing about this is, Dominique? For people, I want people to really understand what DEI and our civil rights movement, in reality, right, what they're essentially saying, our civil rights movement, the group that benefited the most from it were white women, right? So what they're essentially pushing back against now, and they're just indirectly saying it, is those white, rich men that were landowners need to be in control of everything. Yeah. And then second after that will be white women, and then everybody else can fight amongst that. This is all this is about, people. And the way they accomplish it is they push out disinformation and misinformation, and they weaponize it, which is Russian propaganda, to depress the vote. They're trying to turn the state of California back red. So just know what you're getting into, people, because while you're fighting each other right here, while people are out here losing, the goal is to weaponize it and get people not to vote. That's all this is.
Mm-hmm. Well, hold that thought, Paul. We'll continue this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We gon' be alright.
KBLA Talk 1580 is amplifying black voices and spotlighting our untold stories. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Join me Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. as we broadcast live from Perry's Joint on Lincoln Avenue in Altadena, covering the individuals and families impacted by the Altadena Eaton fire. Hear from community leaders and those who have suffered losses that must not be forgotten. Together, we can help them rebuild and recover. Together, we are LA Strong, LA United, with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has a program specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to resolve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Ignited Light program invites one and all to the 8th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service, January 18th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. The spirit of Dr. King's legacy of service continues as local organizations come together. A drive-through food giveaway, free medical services, the Department of Children's Services offering employment opportunities. Foster and emancipated females aged 18 to 26 can take part in a very special She Ready luggage giveaway on Saturday, January 18th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. More info, visit adayon.org. Again, adayon.org. Drivers, please enter from the Marlton Ave entrance.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Of course, we are here for you, KBLA Talk 1580, and this is what we do. This is our duty, right? To show up, share facts, share resources in times like this, and I hope you'll all join. Whoever is in the area, join in Altadena, Pasadena on Thursday. I'll be broadcasting my entire show from 6 to 9. We will hear from community leaders, impacted families and individuals, and galvanize the recovery and relief efforts, but also share stories that aren't being told. That's going to be at Perry's Joint in Altadena, Pasadena on Lincoln. There's two Perry's Joints, the one on Lincoln. We will have the capacity to accept some things people are asking, but mostly prefer gift cards, and it's actually best if you can deliver it directly to the Flint Ridge Center or the Pasadena Church East Campus. But I'm saying that because I'm also keeping the other eye on all the crazy things that are going on in our nation's capital. And I know Paul is too. He called in to push back on Trevor, one of our regular conservative callers, and the talking points that he was putting forth. But meanwhile, the Trump nominees are starting to get hearings, beginning with Mr. Hegseth, yep. And the special counsel's report dropped saying that Trump would have been convicted, that he was not exonerated, and going into depth and detail about the extent of the violence that took place on January 6th. And supposedly we're getting to the finish line of a ceasefire deal between Israel and what's left of Gaza. And I feel like I say supposedly because there's so many arms to that octopus, right? They're still attacking Lebanon and, in the West Bank, and there's still the tension with Iran, et cetera, et cetera. It appears to be an expansionist mission, an imperial mission on the part of Netanyahu. All of these things are going on, and I'm not saying it to stress you out, but because I feel like we have to keep our eye on the ball to some extent. Yes,
Dominique, and thank you for that. I'll definitely tell you this. Dominique knows one of my younger brothers, and you are definitely finally opening his eyes because he's hearing it from somewhere else, not just me. and you laugh because you know him. He's finally, but this is why everybody. We've talked about what the issues are, where people are getting their information from. Okay, if you're looking for a social media avenue, there is fan base. It is black owned, right? You have black media here. You have 1580 AM radio. We should all be moving our eyes and ears to platforms that we can get not just relevant information to our community, but the truth. Trusting mainstream media is how we ended up with the crime bill in the 90s that directly impacted black men in my city directly. Why? Because they set images and they show things to scare people into, for example, the state of California alone, we couldn't even get slavery away. Now you got these people out here that are incarcerated fighting these fires right now.
Yeah.
I
feel like we let those folks down, and now, and now they're stepping up for us. It was really kind of sad. But I'm hoping that, while Khloe Kardashian is spewing out her mouth, talking smack about our mayor, while she sucks up water that, that could sustain multiple families. I'm hoping her sister Kim calling for raises for those firefighters and people seeing what these folks are doing to save homes will influence people. So the next time we have a Prop 6, the next time we have these conversations, they will have a different, a more humane way of looking at it.
Yes. I want to share this for everyone here because this is actually true. So the proof that we're in a class war, people, the moment people take away the race card and that divides people, they will understand that they have the poor fighting the poor. So the top 1% own 40% of the nation's financial wealth, while the bottom 80% only own 7%. Over the last 30 years, the bottom 60% of the population has seen their wealth decline, while the top 5% has grown increasingly richer. The examples that have been cited on this call are prime examples of the few are sucking up all the resources. You don't have a right to live somewhere. They don't want to have you to have a right to health care. They don't want you to have a right to food, and they're commoditizing everything. We are in a war, basically a class war, people, and when the people recognize it, we can fight back against this because the reality, once people recognize that we're all in the same boat, we can push back on this.
Yeah, I think that's a good, I mean, I think that is what's happening. And he's saying a fancy way of saying the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer, and the middle class disappearing. And that is the formula for chaos, revolution, and the demise of a society. And they've got to get their greed in check. And no, it's not okay to kill Brian Thompson, but it's also not okay to deny health care, to deny medicine to people who need it purely for greed. And of course, we started talking about this. Maybe we'll talk about it even more next after news, traffic, and sports. Well, the perfect example, is this family that is sucking up the Resnick family, sucking up enough water for the entire, for more than anyone in the state of LA. In the state of California. And they don't own it. They control it. But how is that okay? KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Mississippi's House Bill 148 proposes making it a felony to help minors obtain abortions without parental consent, with penalties of 20 years to life in prison. Debate on the bill is expected this week. A new study in Nature Medicine estimates the risk of developing dementia at 42% for both men and women, up from previous estimates of 14% for men and 23% for women. Longer lifespans are a major factor, with even higher risks for Black Americans. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones discussed replacing Mike McCarthy with Colorado coach Deion Sanders. Sanders, committed to Colorado, found the conversation intriguing and appreciated the opportunity. No interview was scheduled, but talks may continue. And a runway drone caused massive delays at Houston's Bush International Airport. It lost communication over a nearby construction site, but has since been located. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Count on Lowe's to lend a hand to prepare, recover, and rebuild during the wildfires. Lowe's is part of your neighborhood and want to make sure you have the supplies you need when you need them. Visit Lowe's in store or online to get emergency supplies now and learn about relief efforts in your area.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Very impressive performance by the Rams Monday night in the NFL playoffs. They dominated Minnesota with a 27-9 win in Glendale, Arizona. The Rams defense was lit. A playoff record 9 sacks, an interception, and a strip sack fumble that turned into a 57-yard touchdown for rookie defensive end Jared Verse. The Rams play at Philadelphia Sunday at noon. The Lakers, playing their first game in 6 days, lost at home to San Antonio 126-102. Before the game, the Lakers made an $8 million pledge to relief efforts in the battle against the wildfires in L.A. County. The Clippers beat Miami 109-98. Fans entering the Intuit Dome in Inglewood were given towels with the words "L.A. Strong." Keep your radar up on this situation. Colorado football coach Deion Sanders confirmed that he had a conversation Monday with Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Jones is looking for a new coach. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in tough times, connecting you with resources and what you need to know. Evacuation shelters are located in the Pasadena Civic Center, the Dream Center in LA, the Westwood Recreation Center, and many more. You can call 311 for details. If you're in Los Angeles County and in need of food, call Omni Ministries at 310-631-1557. Donations can be made to Zelle, Omni Ministries, Inc. at yahoo.com. Parking Lot I outside of Rose Bowl Stadium is a pop-up mutual aid hub where you can pick up everything from clothing to food to hygiene supplies for free. To volunteer or donate to help victims of the fire, contact the LA Emergency Network at enla.org. The Cochran Firm and Ivy McNeil, Wyatt Purcell and Diggs, Jasmine Canick, and others have launched a GoFundMe specifically targeting Altadena. Visit LA Fires, the impacted Black community urgently needs help on GoFundMe, and donate to help Black evacuees fighting for survival. Airbnb is offering free temporary housing to people displaced by the fires. Call 211 to sign up. The LA Chamber of Commerce is stepping up to help you sort out insurance claims and other paperwork. Reach them at 213-580-7500. South LA Cafe has free groceries, clothing, and water available at 1700 Browning Boulevard in LA. Track their giveaways or volunteer through their Instagram at South LA Cafe. U-Haul is donating short-term storage free of charge for 30 days to evacuees. Shelter for small or large animals can be accessed by calling 211. A Black-led coalition of community organizations is offering support and resources in the Altadena area at the Flint Ridge Center at 236 West Mountain Street in Pasadena. For comprehensive lists of resources for housing, food, shelter, and more, visit Mutual Aid LA Network on Instagram. Praying for LA and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
You are, and you're invited in to the conversation at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Yeah, Molly Bell says it's ironic that we got the air measure thingy right in the nick of time. Thanks, Tavis Smiley. That is true. The air measure thingy that she's talking about is our IQ air unit as I reach for it right here. which tells us that the air quality in the studio is 4, which is excellent. Maybe I'll bring my workout clothes and come work out right here in the studio. Outdoor air quality in Leimert Park this morning, 75, which ain't bad. It's not great, but it's a lot better than other places around. So you could go for a walk this morning. Let's see, what does it tell me? 75 is in the moderate range. Sensitive individuals may experience irritations, but that's actually not bad. And of course, 0 to 50 is little to no health risks. So that's grateful. And that's brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580, and as measured by IQ Air. And IQ Air is filtering the air in our whole building. So, Tavis, don't be surprised if you see me with some weights in the lobby, doing squats and sit-ups and all that. Anyway, it is important, to focus on your air, and because you can't live without it. So, especially our elders, if you can get the N95 or those tight-fitting masks when you go out or when you have them go out, that would be ideal. And if you're going to go into fire-impacted areas, you definitely want to, like evacuation areas or going back to a home, which not advised right now. In fact, it's not allowed, I don't think. But if you're like some people I know who have snuck back to see what's going on with their homes, make sure you have gloves, glasses or goggles, and a mask, because those particles, particulate matter, can cause all kinds of lung disease, heart problems, can impair your vision, and they soak in through your skin. It's not good. So take care of yourself. Eat lots of green leafy vegetables, drink lots of water. And I say all that to say we have to stay healthy. Yeah, we're keeping one eye on the ball. I was shocked but not surprised to hear that the FBI didn't even bother to interview the woman who accuses Pete Hegseth of sexually assaulting her back in 2017. As on their background check on him, it's giving Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah, we know, but we're not going to look into it. It's not like investigating is our job or anything like that. And so the hearings begin for his confirmation as the Secretary of Defense, which is insane. A criminal, an SA guy. Speaking of initials, y'all want to talk about DEI. We need to talk about this SA, sexual assault, which is running rampant through this administration. They didn't interview witnesses. They didn't interview the accuser. They just going to let this guy go up there in front of the Senate and freestyle. That's our circus act for today. I guess we can consider this some good news. The Grammy Awards is going to go forward on February 2nd. They're going to have the Grammy Awards. They say they're coordinating with police and fire to make sure it's not having a negative impact on the fire response and recovery. And they say they are going to use the money to help the fire recovery. They're going to try to raise money for fire recovery. And you see Beyonce's already stepped up with $2.5 million. Elon Musk says he'll give you free Wi-Fi if you want to tap into his satellite system. No, thank you. I'll stick with my provider. I don't want you controlling my online life. Mr. Neo-Apartheid. No, thank you. I'm good. I'll pay for my own internet. What I haven't seen, and maybe I'm missing it, so if I am, please call me at 800-920-1580. What I haven't seen is the owner of the LA Times, who's a billionaire, a South African billionaire, or Elon Musk, who is a South African billionaire who has made tons of money. This is Tesla headquarters of the world. Everyone drives those things in LA. Not to mention the headquarters of SpaceX is here. Haven't seen any announcements about him or LA Times owner or Rick Caruso. 3 bad-built billionaires. I haven't seen them stepping up saying, I'm going to rebuild this whole block. I'm going to look at the incredible loss of generational black wealth, and seeing as I've extracted some of mine off the blood and sweat and backs of black South Africans, I'm going to go ahead and rebuild 100 homes for people in Altadena. Wouldn't that be great? If you want to score points about getting elected a mayor or not being seen as a useless, horrible purveyor of disinformation, confuse me that way. Prove me wrong that way. Oh, I'm going to rebuild this. These, you're almost a trillionaire. So they say on track, now I'm talking about Musk, to be a trillionaire within this year, the world's first. So rebuilding all of the homes of Altadena wouldn't even put a dent in his wallet. I haven't seen that yet. Haven't seen that. Hope to. Haven't. These whiny billionaires, the billionaire B words, that's what they want to do. They want to cry and whine. And look, I wouldn't mind having $1 billion myself. I don't know that anybody needs $1 trillion or 50 billion, right? You can't spend it in your whole life. And so why not pay some taxes on it? Why not be part of the greater good? So I'm not going to say I hate the wealthy. That's not what I'm saying. But do your part. Instead of trying to burn black women at the stake, like the Salem days of old, step up and do your part. Rebuild something. Fortify something. Oh, I'm a billionaire. Let me quickly refill this entire reservoir. I'm a billionaire. Let me make sure that I protect my entire community by fortifying them with private firefighters rather than just my mall. I'm a billionaire. Let me see if I can fortify people who are being denied their claims for insurance. And here we are with working class and middle class and wealthy families losing their homes to fires, and we still have unhoused people on our streets. Maybe I should do something about that. I drive around and I think, what would it be like to be unhoused right now? You can't stay inside with the windows closed. You have to breathe that air. I'm rarely speechless. You guys know that. I'm rarely speechless. My job is to talk. I'm a Gemini. We talk. But I'm speechless that someone with literally all the money in the world decides that the best thing to do is attack others instead of coming to help. How does that happen? Are these sociopaths that have no human empathy? I don't understand it. Look, I wouldn't mind having a fancy mansion and a fleet of cars. And you guys forget, I've been to Elon Musk's house. Some time back, I actually knew him. Not well, but I was in his circles. I went to his house. Actually sat down and had a glass of wine with him. And a couple of his ex and current. And he seemed like a perfectly nice guy. Which is why I always hesitated to go on the attack. But when someone shows you the inner workings of their moral compass and there's nothing there, we have to tell it like it is. We have to be real. We have to face the music. People are literally dying, and I've been talking to so many people I've stopped counting. Friends, colleagues, black folks, others, who have lost everything. Everything. And others who are evacuated and living in fear. And again, I want to remind us that we are stepping up and we are loving on each other and we are helping each other, and those resources are there, and we'll be out there and in Altadena on Thursday broadcasting, and join us if for nothing more than fellowship and information, and to share stories and histories that should not and cannot be lost. But we can make a difference. Okay, Trey Chi says, how can listeners help? Well, we've talked to you about these Black-led organizations like Community Servants, it's spelled with a U, like BLMLA. They're raising funds on Black Lives Matter grassroots.org, like the Cochran Firm GoFundMe. These are trusted partners where we know the money will go directly to people. They need gift cards, they need money. That's the main thing, money and gift cards. Walk Good LA, if you want to volunteer. The Flint Ridge Center or the Pasadena Church, East Campus, if you want to volunteer. South LA Cafe, also taking donations. And all of the places I've mentioned are also giving donations. So if you can give money, if you can give of your time, if you can buy some gift cards, that's what will help right now. And the other thing that will help is combating this dis and misinformation about what's happening here, and being down for the long haul, because this will pass out of the news cycle. It will no longer be trendy. But the rebuild and repair is a long haul, y'all. And we have to be ready to be down and be in it for the duration. It's the perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
The Ignited Light program invites one and all to the 8th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service, January 18th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza. The spirit of Dr. King's legacy of service continues as local organizations come together. A drive-through food giveaway, free medical services, the Department of Children's Services offering employment opportunities. Foster and emancipated females aged 18 to 26 can take part in a very special She Ready luggage giveaway on Saturday, January 18th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw Plaza. More info, visit adayon.org. Again, adayon.org. Drivers, please enter from the Marlton Ave entrance.
We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Oh my goodness, the news is fast and furious, and I'm not talking about the movie. Breaking news right now, the president of MSNBC is stepping down. another black woman thrown under the bus. Rashida Jones is her name. She is stepping down. And the senior vice president for content and strategy, Rebecca Cutler, will step in an interim basis. Of course, they're blaming declining ratings after the presidential election. That typically happens, though. Whichever network was supporting whoever lost sees setbacks, and then they normally bounce back once the person that won starts doing dumb stuff. They were the second most watched cable network for quite some time, beating CNN, but not beating Fox News. But they have seen a slump following the election, and they did not ride it out. They needed someone to throw under the bus, and that someone is the president of the network. Of course, I understand that comes with being a leader, right? Accountability. I get that. But it's amazing how quickly we like to throw our black women leaders under the bus. Okay. Well, a little palate refresher. I like to try to throw them in here and there in case you weren't paying attention as fire broke out all over our region, and national news has been focused on LA, which is where we broadcast from. The president, he's going to be our president for another 6 days. Remember him, Biden? Sunday, he signed a law that boosts Social Security payments for 3 million people. People who got pensions for being teachers or firefighters or police officers, public servants. They have had deductions taken from their Social Security because of their pensions. And so that is being changed. It's taking out what's called the windfall elimination provision in the government pension offset, so that people who are public servants can get their full Social Security. That's going to help 3 million folks in retirement, and I put that in the category of good news because inflation, because so many folks are in retirement age at this point, that and with the boomers, which is a huge generation, right? So a large number of boomers entering retirement every day, keeping folks out of homelessness has to be a priority. So maximizing Social Security is one of the things that does that. And I'm confident that we will push back very strongly against the Project 2025 goals, the stated goals. President-elect Trump's stated openness, and I'm putting air quotes around this, to cutting Social Security. He tried to do it twice while he was president last time, so I don't know why we're calling it openness. That's what he's calling it. And when that happens, I feel strongly that we will push back. We cannot afford as a nation, even fiscally, to have more people pushed into houselessness. We know it's disproportionately black people and elders. So the opposite of Social Security is houselessness. The opposite of Social Security is people dying on the streets without health care and without medication. And as we see these climate emergency incidents like what we're dealing with right now in Los Angeles, as we see them become more and more common, protecting people, giving them shelter and basic income. Yeah, universal basic income would be great, but basic resources is going to be more and more important. I believe that, and so, noted. That's a win. Those are the kinds of things that remind us that elections have consequences, and something good President Biden is doing on the way out the door. And by the way, funding recovery for 6 months for these wildfires at 100% is another such thing. What happens after that 6 months? we shall see. Michael Bird says blaming Mayor Bass for the fires is illogical. No one blames Ron DeSantis for flooding that occurs with the hurricanes. And yeah, but this is what happens when you allow a new apartheid billionaire to control what is essentially what should be a public utility, or at least subject to the same kinds of scrutiny that we give our massive news organizations. What I'm talking about, Twitter, X. Got a guy with an agenda. And now you have the owner of the LA Times following him in his footsteps, and Meta following his footsteps. Oh, we're taking away fact-checking on Facebook and Instagram. And the LA Times owner goes, oh, I take it back. I take back my endorsement of the mayor of LA, just as I refuse to endorse Kamala Harris, even though my editorial board wanted to do so. We're in a Jekyll and Hyde with these billionaires, where they're showing their true colors. And their agenda is not to serve the low income. It's not to rid their publications of bias. It is not to support the elders or older adults or the disabled or low income or even the middle class. It is to accumulate more and more and more and more wealth, more than they can ever spend in their whole lifetimes. And that, I agree with Paul, that becomes a class war. Of course, I'd love to see universal basic income extended to California seniors as is being called for by reparations activists. And that is part of the pushback against the unhousing of people due to the fire and due to price gouging and rents, inflation, and cuts to the social safety net. Of course, I'd love to see that. But in the meantime, and actually simultaneously, we can protect what we do have, Social Security, Medicare. We don't have it for all yet, but we cannot let these billionaires and their seemingly endless lust for riches and infinite growth, which is not a sustainable model. Infinite growth, that is the definition of predatory capitalism. Infinite growth, it's not even logical, let alone scientific. Looking forward to talking with attorney Ariva Martin next hour. She's going to give us some facts she's found about insurance and how to handle yours in these times. That's straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Mississippi's House Bill 148 proposes making it a felony to help minors obtain abortion. Longer lifespans are a major factor with even higher risks for Black Americans. Cowboy